Hello everyone, and welcome. Hi guys, it's your boy Ghost here. How's everybody doing? We're here for the GTRC today. Hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend. It's beautiful, it's sunny out here, can't complain. But I'm gonna get rid of my ugly mug so you guys don't miss a stitch of the action here today. We're with the GTRC guys, the Gran Turismo racing community, for those of you that don't know what that means. And we're here for round 2 of the GR3 Championship Series here. So last week we seen round 2 of the Sylvia Touring Championship, and they're alternating 2 different championships each week. So now we're into the GT3 Championship Series, and it is round 2. As you can clearly see on the screen, we're at Laguna Seca. We're over in the United States of America, California. And this track is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. Some of these drivers are going to hook up and they're going to really have some fun with Laguna Seca, and some drivers are going to be sandcastle building at some point throughout the track here. Laguna Seca is very infamous for hitting that dirt and just and playing at the beach, you know, having a little picnic, enjoying the sunshine. And so we will suspect definitely to see some drivers probably flirt with the sand for a while. And that's really tough on Laguna Seca here, because when you get into that sand and you get back on track, it takes, you know, 3, 4, 5 corners, depending where on the track that you hit that dirt, to really get your tires to scrub back in properly. It's a dirty race course. It's a windy race course. Of course, it's in the middle of a desert, essentially. And dirty tires just definitely isn't something that you want here. So the drivers are going to be really on point with their braking and their turning. I believe we have 13 drivers. We're full. We got a full lobby today. Oh, that is beautiful. We have a full stack, ladies and gentlemen. So it's going to be a bang up race today. We love to see it. GT7 obviously had a recent update. The lobby stability has gotten better. And with that being said, we're just chilling and waiting for the officials to start qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. So tires and fuel are on 3 times each, and tires are medium tires only for the race. So rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. It should be a good time. These guys always provide fantastic races week in and week out for us here, and I just hope everybody enjoys the show. We had Madam Mel coming in with that like and that share over on Facebook as well. Much love, Madam Mel. I hope you're doing fantastic. We got Nuclear Clutch up in the YouTube saying full lobby. Good luck, everyone, says Trone. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have video over on the GTRC YouTube this week, gentlemen? I can check for myself, I suppose. But I mean, when I was on the dashboard last week, I had video, so I don't know what to tell you. All right, sounds like we got cars on track here, so it looks like qualifying has started, and it looks like everything's working properly. So fantastic, rock and roll. We're up for a good sunny Saturday afternoon broadcast today. So let's get our butts on track, shall we? Oh, come on. Alright, so we got bar 27 here, and we're just going to make a couple of little changes here for you guys. We're going to take this and just shut it right off. There we go. Alright. So welcome everybody. We are officially under qualifying conditions here. So again, this is GT7, so these guys are literally just on a time limit, and I believe it's a 10-minute qualifier here, if I'm not mistaken. So, ooh, and we were just talking about that, chat. The sand. As we have Doug there flirting with disaster in the sand there. You can see he's just pulling off the racing line here. He's going to let these guys go by as they're all on a current hot lap. So we were with Tap here, and he's in that Genesis. Tron Colby is in the GTR. Love that GTR. It's my favorite car in GT7 right now. We got Doug in the BRZ. We've got Trone in the Supra. Got Posh Connor in Lexus. I believe that's a Lexus. We've got Ben in the McLaren. Wow, a very interesting car choice there. Got Ibra in the WRX. I can't read that name. Red line on canvas is what that says. We're going to call him canvas. Or red line. We'll call him red line. He's in the Porsche. We got Boo in the Porsche. We got Hair Razor. He was in the Ferrari last week. Is he still in the Ferrari this week? He is not. He's in an old Supra. He might have been in the Supra last week. I can't remember. We have Monkey Mafia also in the Porsche. So we're seeing Porsche being a very popular car here so far. We got Corvette. We've got Type R also in Toyota, but not the Supra. He's in the FT1. And Happy Pappy rounding out our field, not Aston Martin. So full field, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Miller coming in, the Calm King. Oh, you're too kind, my man. How you doing, brother? Also coming in with that big time like. Much love, everybody. We appreciate everybody here at GT45 Gaming and the GTRC. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not sure what that means, it stands for the Gran Turismo Racing Community. So basically a little backstory from these guys. I've been commentating for the GTRC for a couple of seasons now. A few different series that they've put on, and you know, these are a really good group of guys. So basically these guys just started out as a bunch of buddies, online friends and real life friends, and they just started a little racing league to race amongst each other. And of course sim racing is growing and content creating is growing and everything is growing in this side of the virtual world. Of course the league has grown, so now they have these championship events going on, and it's of course broadened out past their internal personal bubble, so to speak. And so yeah, it's a pleasure to bring this out to the community to watch. These guys race really well, really clean, and it should be a good time. But Bar currently sitting in pole position. We got Boo now sitting in P2, and Boo is our last season's champion from both series as well, so going to be interesting to see how he does today. We have Tap here in that Genesis. Genesis is a strong car if you can figure this car out. Hair Razor in the old school Super 97. GTR on track right there. That's my boy right there. Keytop's in that GTR. The man has my heart right here. Man has my heart right here. And beautiful Martini livery as well. The McLaren on track here. And Ben just popping up into 5th place there, as you see Keytop's dropping down into P6. Now this is a tough track for the GTR. Obviously it's a pretty big boaty car, so you got to turn it in a little sooner. You got to brake a little bit sooner with that car just to save those tires on that GTR. But man, oh man, love that car. We see a C7 Corvette, and Ibra's very, very good with the, it's not Ibra. I thought that was Ibra. It's, I can't remember how to pronounce this gentleman's name. Monkey Mafia sitting here in 11th place. I believe it's Eon. Tron Kobe. We got Posh Connor. Type R. And FT1's an interesting choice. That's a very interesting choice, actually. Happy Pappy. No, the FT1 should actually probably be pretty good around here. It turns really well. It's lacking top end, but really you don't need a whole lot of top end here at Laguna Seca. We see Boo now taking over provisional pole here as well. So good. Writing out some notes for the stream, subscription perk ideas, star goal ideas, etc. Hey, I feel you, brother. I feel you. I kind of got all that on hold right now, so I got to relocate, and currently the situation actually isn't looking too good right at the moment. So I may be actually in jeopardy of having to temporarily shut my page down here. So hopefully we can get that sorted out soon. Got Bar coming in for a fresh set of tires. Now these guys could pit and take as many fresh sets of tires as they want, guys. So you can see some of these guys are opting to go on a fresh set of tires, low on fuel, with a couple laps remaining left in the qualifying. And that's just to try and take advantage of having a lighter race car with fresh rubber, try to improve on their qualifying time. As we see Ben MK coming in as well. Now, much like last week, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to watch the pit stops. The pit stops have been causing spectator issues. And of course, as the broadcaster, the last thing I need is to have issues with the spectator mode and not be able to bring the race to you guys. So we will skip pit stops today until I've thoroughly, properly tested that we can watch pit stops without it messing up the spectator mode. Again, GT7 has made some updates to the lobbies, but unfortunately they haven't made any adjustments to our spectator mode yet. So we don't have our keyboard actions yet, but you know, they showed a little bit of faith here this week, so we're hopeful that by the end of July everything comes through as promised, and we're going to be styling over here in GT7. So Bar is still in P2, but he is on fresh tires, so we'll be watching to see if he can get that pole position from Boom. We got Eon now in that C7. He's up in the P3. Oh, we got Monkey Mafia. Whoa, really struggling there. Managing to keep that Porsche together. Good job by Monkey Mafia there. Trying to stay off the track, too, and not interfere with the drivers that are on hot laps. We got Redline here. Like I said, we got 3 Porsches in the field, so and it's not the easiest car to drive on GT7. It takes a knack. We got Ben here. Again, McLaren's not exactly the easiest car to drive either, ladies and gentlemen. So And it looks like we're on our final laps here, guys, as we see Doug is parked on corner 1, so that is the objective here. Once they call final lap, the drivers are to finish the lap that they're on and pull off at the end of turn 1. Once all drivers have finished their qualifying and are sitting at the end of T1, then they'll start the race. So the race is coming here in about 2 minutes, guys, maybe even less. And Posh actually shouldn't be going back around the track here. I believe last lap was called. Maybe not. Maybe just some of these guys are happy with their time. I believe some of these drivers should not be continuing to qualify. So we'll definitely be making note of that. And we'll let, of course, hand it over to the officials and let them do what they choose with it. But rules are rules for a reason, guys and gals. So those drivers cannot improve on those times at this point on. This is a legitimate lap. So Trone's coming around right now. He's on the end of his qualifying session. And does he improve at all? He does. He grabs one spot on Monkey Mafia. We got Monkey Mafia done, I believe. That's everybody. Ah, we got Boo. Boo is still on a hot lap. And I mean, he doesn't even need to improve. He's already sitting in provisional pole here, but he may not be aware that he's the last guy remaining on track. There is one driver up ahead of him, which is probably Barr. Oh, Barr just came across now. Wasn't able to take Boo out. So it looks like Boo is going to start our race on pole position, followed by second place is Barr. Third place, Eon. We got BR Tap in fourth. We've got Redline in fifth. We've got Ibra in sixth. Hairraiser in seventh, who's still on a hot lap. So, oh, no, he's just finished his hot lap. We got Keytops in eighth place. We got Doug in ninth, which is a bit of a surprise as he won last week's race. We got Trone in 10th. We've got Monkey Mafia in 11th. We got Happy Pappy in 12th. We've got Posh Connor in 13th place. We got Type R in 14th. And I think we lost a driver. We did. We lost a driver. It's Ewan. Ah, thank you. Thank you. I apologize again, my man. Ewan. Prayers, everything working out fast and smoothly. Hey, that's all we can do is keep trying, man. Just keep grinding. Alright, guys. False start. Here we go. We won't have any camera angles, unfortunately, now until all drivers have made one full set of pit stops. And if you don't believe me, we'll prove it to you. But we won't have camera angles for about the first 20-25 minutes of this race, chat. We're just stuck on the TV camera view. And we did have a full start there. Very good racing awareness by that driver to get himself off the racetrack. We got some contact between Happy Pappy and the driver behind there in the back of the field. So hopefully everything gets sorted there. But Bufu Shidara off in a bang, and we're gonna keep our eye on turn 1 here, as we all know turn 1 and turn 2 at Laguna Seca can be an absolute nightmare on race start. We see Monkey Mafia getting wide. He recovers pretty good there. Doesn't take anybody out. Great job by Monkey Mafia there. These guys are gonna go 3 wide through T3 here. That's I'm really surprised that worked out. Great job by those drivers. We did see one go wide into the dirt there. I'm not sure who that was. Oh, that was Tap in the Genesis going off the track there. And of course, just being smart and not re-entering the track unsafely. Unfortunately for him, that means he lost a lot of positions, but the right thing to do, ladies and gentlemen. We got a little bit of contact between Monkey Mafia and that FT Type 1. These drivers are going to have to settle in here very quickly. This is should provide some very, very close racing all race long, but the drivers need to settle in here. So we had a little bit of argy-bargy going on here through the first half of the lap here, as Boo has just absolutely said, thank you very much. I am out, guys. Catch me if you can. So our leader currently running away with this race right now. And yeah, we don't have any camera angles currently, which is really unfortunate. We see just a group of cars back behind Boo here. We got Barr, who's just got a small amount of separation from E1 sitting in P3 currently in that C7, and behind him is just a line of guys chomping at the bit to get that P3 position. As one of those guys is Doug. So Doug is the quick mover here, gaining 5 positions off that race start. Again, starting in 9th place on the grid, already up into P4 here. We got Hairraiser up into P5. He's also grabbed a couple positions off that start as well. Ibra is about where he was. We got Keytops has grabbed a position. Posh has grabbed a couple positions in the other GTR as well. Type R in that FT1. It looks like everybody's starting to settle in. We got Monkey Mafia in behind him here now. We got Trone Kobe in behind them. We got Redline right there. Redline's rubber banding just slightly. We got Happy Pappy in the Aston. We got Tap in the back of the field, as we did see Tap, of course, making that mistake in a T3, so he's just catching back up to the field now. Again, that Genesis is a pretty strong car, so we should see Tap move up the field. He had really great pace in qualifying as well, so we got Joe up in the chat. Hey, man, have a good stream, bro. Hey, love you, Joe. Much love, brother. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and Boo Fushidara holding fastest lap on track currently in purple here again. Obviously, lap 1 doesn't really count because it's an out lap, but apparently it counts here on GT7. But he's purple here coming into lap 2, and of course every driver right now is running purple sectors until the fastest driver crosses that finish line, and then it'll update your live timing as you're coming across. Of course, we don't show all that mumble jumble to you guys because we want to keep, you know, the screen nice and free for all of you to enjoy. So you get all the shots. We got the live timing up in the top left there for you guys. And of course, we're not showing tire wear and fuel consumption, ladies and gentlemen, and that's because GT45 Gaming does that for all the leagues we broadcast for, I believe, in fair play. Unless the league asks for something done very, very specifically, we keep the tire and fuel consumption down. We'll show it about midway through the race. When the drivers start to make their first round of pit stops, we'll give you guys the option to take a look, and then of course we'll show you guys with a few minutes remaining in the race. But I won't announce who we're watching or the situation for each driver. We'll just allow you guys to take a look for yourselves. Again, too, ladies and gentlemen, family-friendly broadcast. All GT45 Gaming's sim racing broadcasts, as far as commentary goes, are 100% family friendly. It is absolutely safe to have the kids hang out and watch with you guys if you'd like. I know there's lots of little boys and girls out there that love cars going around and racing, so feel free to allow them to jump in and enjoy the fun as well, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you it will be 100% family friendly and clean for the kiddies as well. It is a family event in real life, and I believe that it should be also a family event here in the simulated virtual world. So we're having a good run. We can see the drivers have started to settle in now. Everybody's kind of settled into their starting after the big run down T1, T2 start finish line there. It didn't look like we had any major incidents. We had just the we just had the false start, and we're not sure where that driver is. Let's go find where the yellow Porsche ended up here. Ooh, big glitch there. Hopefully everybody is okay. And actually, that yellow Porsche is right up behind Monkey Mafia, so he's gained quite a few positions very quickly here early on in the race after getting that false start. We got a little battle developing here between Type R and Tap. Let's keep our eyes on this here for a minute. We got Vic coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love. Hope everybody's doing fantastic today. FT1, hey, he's rocking my number. Ooh, fancy schmancy. We got Tap here. Ooh, and Tap's going to make the move, and Tap absolutely just drives around Type R there like it was nothing. So Type R was maybe thinking about a cutback move there, but Tap just absolutely just sent it through there with no issues. Move done. Thank you very much. I'll take P10, P11 there. And now he's trying to, of course, start to catch up to the drivers up ahead of him here in Monkey Mafia and Redline. Both Porsches actually cutting the corkscrew there. That's most certainly probably going to be a track limit penalty for both drivers here. And somehow they managed to get away without picking up oh, they might have a penalty, we just can't see it actually, just because I don't have all the information on. So a Tap right now could be looking to gain a couple more spots here, which would be absolutely perfect for him. And of course, I can't remember, penalty serving line right here, so let's see if, no, neither one of them got a penalty for that. That's absolutely shocking. Alright, so we got Type R in 12th, we got Tron in Super in 13th, we got Happy Pappy sitting in 14th. So, Boo Fushidara is the man everybody is chasing right now on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. I really wish we had some camera angles for you. I apologize. We just got to wait till the first round of pit stops, and then we'll have juicy camera angles. So, a really beautiful looking livery here, too, as well, ladies and gentlemen, on this Porsche RSR. And he's cruising right now. I mean, he's just knocking down the laps. He's in those consistent 122s. The driver behind is just dipped into the 22s last lap, or 2 laps ago there, but he's, you know, 3/4 of a second off our leader's pace right now. And the Porsche, pretty well-rounded car if you can drive it. We got a little bit of Doug having a little bit of an issue coming out of the corkscrew there as we heard the tire squeal, but he's managed to obviously get a control of it. He gets a little bit wide there. That's going to allow Hairraiser to close up the gap just a little bit more. So Hairraiser has found his way around E1 here as well. So E1 has started in P3. He's lost a couple of positions here, but I mean the front group is right there in front of him. No need to panic or anything here. He just needs to make sure he keeps those guys within that range. He is, of course, half-second penalty there. Really unfortunate. Penalties suck, so he's going to lose them about a second of time up the straightaway here. That's going to allow Keytops and Ibra to start making up some ground. As you can see, Keytops really starting to close up on that C7 up in front of him here. But again, that GTR, this is definitely not an easy track for that Nissan GTR. It's just a very big car. You know, it's a big car. You can see how wide he has to take that corner there to stay in the speed with that car. It's so hard to keep the apexes with this GTR. Oh, and wow, there we go. Hairraiser going around. That's going to give the position to Keytops. Oh, that wasn't Hairraiser. Who was that? Oh, it was Redline going around. Oh, was it? Oh, E1 went around. Oh, no, poor E1. Oh, that's really unfortunate there. As you can see, he just got those rear tires into the dirt. A little bit on the throttle, man, and that's it. He paid the price. Now he's got to battle with the dirty tires here for the next 2 or 3 laps, and unfortunately, one of those two corners, not laps, unfortunately, one of these next corners is a really difficult high-speed blind corner to the left. It's a high-speed kink, and if you get that wrong, well, you're building more sandcastles. So really unfortunate for E1 there. We don't know if he has damage. He could very well have damage from that. But I believe it's set to light here at the GTRC. Oh, we got GTR going very wide into the corkscrew. That's going to allow Type R to really make the move around there. Great job by great job by Posh Connor to realize that there was a car coming right there. He stayed off track, make sure he didn't interfere with that driver. So all these drivers showing some great racing awareness today. That's fantastic stuff right there, ladies and gentlemen. Great job by everybody on track so far. Hey, what's up, Ghost? Hey, just some comms, my man. We're just doing what we do best. We got Boo cruising. He's got a 6.8 second gap on the second place driver right now. Now, this will not be a one-stop race for these, or will not be a no-stop. We haven't seen a driver attempt a no-stop yet in the series. It could be feasible, maybe depending on the racetrack, but with the tire wear and the fuel, it's just, I think you lose too much pace. So this is going to be a one-stop race from all the drivers. Unless one driver is really struggling, then you might see another driver make an extra stop. So we'll have one round of pit stops. We'll see probably about halfway point of the race, ladies and gentlemen. So. And we got bar rubber banding slightly as well. Not too terrible bad. As you can see, this is one of the issues that we're really struggling with here in Gran Turismo 7, especially in league racing and lobby racing, was the car is bouncing back and forwards and backwards really badly due to whatever the issue was, server ping connection, maybe a combination of everything. The cross-generation play from PS5 to PS4 is definitely playing a small factor in that as well, maybe even a large factor. But now you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's actually manageable. Like, I mean, I would feel comfortable racing beside him. You just have to make sure you leave, a comfortable amount of space. Try to leave a half a car length between yourself and a car that's slightly rubber banding like that, and you shouldn't make contact with that driver. So it is much more manageable. We were testing the lobbies here over the last couple of days since the update, and I mean, there's some new stuff with new features added that there are a couple little issues that need to be ironed out, but nothing too major. But all in all, I think that the lobbies are heading in the right direction anyways, so that's fantastic stuff. A little bit of hope for all us league racers out there. All us guys who spent a lot of money for GT7 and feel disappointed right now. A little bit of hope there, guys. I am definitely one of the toughest critics right now with GT7 guys and gals. It is better. It is definitely better. It's not perfect yet, but it's better. Ooh, Keytop's getting a little bit wide. That's what I mean about that Kink. Can he keep it on the wall? A little bit of contact on the wall. He's most certainly going to have front aero and suspension damage there. That was a hard enough hit to give him some damage there. It shouldn't be engine damage. It wasn't too terribly direct, I don't think. But again, dirty tires now. Now these drivers got to fight dirty tires coming into the corkscrew. Infamous corkscrew, ladies and gentlemen. But most drivers are going to tell you that the pucker factory in real life on this racetrack is actually the high-speed kink before the corkscrew. It's just an uphill, blind downhill left-hand corner at a really high rate of speed. If you get it right, you should come out of there over 100 miles an hour. So any real race car driver that races at Laguna Seca will tell you, the corkscrew for the first time really get, your heart sinks in your throat. But you get down there a couple times and it's nothing. He goes, the pucker factor on Laguna Seca is indeed that kink right before the corkscrew. Well, let's jump on Boo, because he's probably getting about that point on the racetrack here, actually. He is. He just went around that kink. He's coming to the kink right now. This is the one in real life that racers will tell you. This is the pucker factor corner right here. And again, it's just an uphill blind left-hand downhill kink, and it's a high-speed corner. If we get camera angles, we'll put you in cockpit view coming around that corner, and you guys can see for yourselves why that's a pucker factor corner. And I mean, the corkscrew is no joke at Laguna Seca either, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it's like a 10-story drop from start to finish of that chicane in the corkscrew as well, if my research serves me, if my memory from my research serves me correct. So that's a pretty significant drop. That's a fair amount of G-force a driver is suffering just on that elevation change at the speed as well. Plus, you got the car rolling around as it's going around each corner as well. So there's a lot of factors that the race car drivers fighting here at Laguna Seca. There's definitely some difficult sectors in this racetrack, and Boo's just running away with this race currently. I mean, he's like 12 seconds ahead of these drivers in this first run here. So these drivers are either just conserving or Boo's just on another level here today. And I mean, we've seen that all last season. Boo Fushidara won almost every single race last championship series, the Group 4 series last season. So we definitely know he's a very strong competitor, a very strong race car driver. Bar's none of these guys are slow, just so, ladies and gentlemen, but Boo seems to be just on a whole different level some days than the rest of these guys. I don't know. We got Hair Razor in 4th place. I mean, the usual suspects. The usual suspects are up fighting for the up in the top spots here. We have Hair Razor, Doug, and Bar all sitting there to P2, P3, P4. Boo's usually one of these guys that's always in this battle with these guys too. So not surprised to see these guys here basically nose to tail. Oh, and Doug makes a mistake coming out of the kink. Oh my goodness, and that is going to be massive, massive damage for Doug. Oh, that is really unfortunate for Doug. That is going to hurt his race here today. And he's going to lose some positions here after that. And I mean, that's just a little bit of dirt right there. Just unsettled that car and lost it around that high-speed kink. And again, ladies and gentlemen, that kink is dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. Now you can see Doug here. He's just allowing these guys to get around him so he can get back on track safely. Taps where that's going on there. And Doug's just struggling right now. He's just got to get it together, Doug. You got this, brother. You're a good race car driver, man. Just collect your thoughts here. You're good, brother. Back on track and get her going. We got Tron here. He's moving up now too. We've seen he was in the back of the pack here early on in the race, and he's already moved up into P9. So he's starting to the Super's starting to come into its own here around this racetrack. We got Monkey Mafia just behind in P10 in that Porsche Type R, of course, in the Toyota FT1 here, sitting in P11. Posh Connor in the other GTR on track, sitting in P12. We got Happy Pappy in that Aston Martin sitting in P13. And Ewan, after, of course, we've seen that rough spin there, self-induced spin, unfortunately, just got a little bit wide there, and he's just fallen back at a pack a little bit here. And now he's about 46 seconds, so he possibly made another mistake, which is really unfortunate. But he's on track and he's running, man. Anything can happen in racing. This is Laguna Seca, ladies and gentlemen. Anything can happen to any one of these drivers at any moment here on the racetrack. We just seen it with our third place driver Doug, as he's dropped way back into 8th place there after that major accident there, coming out of the high-speed kink there. So again, ladies and gentlemen, very tough racetrack. Just absolutely tough racetrack here. Still got no camera angles. So Bar is just coming around that final corner now. I mean, Boo Fushidara is already into T1 and T2. Halfway around, as a matter of fact. So Hair Razor and Bar have definitely got their work cut out for them. And they're both in older Supras here as well, so the cars are very evenly matched between our second and third place drivers right now. This is complete driver skill here between these two guys at the moment. We got Keytops here in that GTR, and Keytops is having a great race here now, all the way up into P4 here, so showing a little bit of GTR prowess here. Love it, my man. Keep going, get some. Got Redline in that Porsche. He's having a great race here too. He's made up a ton of ground here in this race after that false start at the beginning of the race. He's all the way back up into P5, capitalizing on other drivers' mistakes, but he is definitely flirting with disaster here, as you can see him just nipping the sand on every single exit of this track. And one of these times, throttle at the wrong time, very well could pay the price there, but he's definitely moving right now, ladies and gentlemen. Ibra here in that WRX, and he's starting to pull on red line here in that Porsche as well. And you see Tap just behind in that Hyundai Genesis. Sorry, it's not the Hyundai Genesis, it's the Genesis X GT3 race car. My apologies, let's get it right. And again, a strong car if you know how to drive that car. Whoa! And we got what looks like to be Trone going on wide in behind Doug there. And again, that high-speed Kink, ladies and gentlemen, claims yet another victim today. And it just goes to prove my point here today, as Trone's now just coming up to the corkscrew. He's got to worry about them dirty tires now coming into the corkscrew. Handles that quite well, but you can see Monkey Mafia gaining time on Trone Colby there. So unfortunate for Trone. He's definitely lost some time to Doug and gave Monkey Mafia a little bit of hope. Now, when a race car driver sees another car ahead of him that he's chasing down for position, it puts you in a whole different state of mind, man. You seem to lock in. You just push a little bit harder, and you seem to find extra time all of a sudden. So it's quite possible we're going to see a battle here. But when you start pushing harder to catch that driver, try to gain that position, you're also much more susceptible to making a mistake at the same time. So there's a fine line there with pushing too hard to get to that driver, and then to catching the driver is one thing. Now you got to try and find your way around that driver. So Monkey Mafia definitely has his work cut out for him here currently, but on the move to try and catch Trone Colby for a P9 battle. Type R sitting here in P11. He's kind of by himself. Oh, there we go. We got a battle between Pappy and Posh Connor here. So Pappy is, looks like his car is set going for the long run here. Is starting to really push on this GTR. And you can see the GTR is really struggling here on this track. Not exactly the best on the front tires this car is either. So these are BOP settings and no tune settings on these lobbies. So these guys do not actually have an adjustable brake bias on these cars. So they are running all these cars on a zero brake bias. And it is what it is for the tire wear. You got to learn to drive it like that, and you got to learn to manage it, and you got to develop your strategy around it. So for the GTR, for those of you that are learning to drive the GTR, I drive a lot of the GTR right now. I'm very comfy in that car. When you're endurance racing, short shifting is going to do two things. It's going to keep you a lot more fuel in the tank. You're not losing a ton of power range in the GTR because of the turbo boost in it, and then it also keeps your tires in better shape on the front end because you're not over torquing the car, so you're coming into the corners at a better speed for braking. And try to not stay heavy on the brakes. You let the car downshift and kind of engine brake itself a little bit and try to coast into the corners. It's really the best way you can drive this GTR in an endurance situation. And if you can actually get that car to drive like that, get it to do a lot of coasting through your corners and get on the power on your apexes, nice clean, not too hard of inputs, keep everything smooth, this car flies. Absolutely flies. Oh, and we got Boo missing the braking point. Our leader has gone off track, ladies and gentlemen, and oh boy, our leader is in all sorts of trouble here right now. You can see him stopping on track as 1 and 2 comes around. Keytop's coming around, losing 3 positions, so our current race leader still sitting on track. I believe we just lost Boo Fushidara. I believe we just, I believe our race leader disconnected there, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to jump out of here because right now we got a glitch going on screen, and we're going to come back in. Alright, so we are about 20 minutes into this race. In about another lap, I'll start letting you guys take a peek for tires and fuel situation from all our drivers. It's still glitched out, so... not sure what happened there, but that definitely looked like a disconnect issue right there, ladies and gentlemen. As you've seen, Boo just flew past that corkscrew, hit the wall. You've just seen his car roll down the racetrack there, and then you did see the car stop and just sit there. So we'll have to let the officials take a look at that, but really unfortunate there for Boo Fushidara. And our race current champion is no longer in the race here, as we did see him clearly have a very big incident there at the beginning of the corkscrew, and most certainly totaled that poor car off. So that moves Bar up into P1, that moves Hair Razor into P2, that moves Keytops into P3. We got Ibra now up into P4. Redline is in P5. Here we got Tap back into P6. We got Doug back up into P7 after his incident there. We got Trone in P8. We got Monkey Mafia in P9. Type R sitting in 10th. We've got Happy Pappy up in P11, Posh Connor in P12, as we see Pappy Pappy has gotten around Posh Connor there, and Ewan rounding out our field here in P13, and that's why you just always stay on track, ladies and gentlemen. Ewan is a little bit behind these guys right now, but he's on track and he's still collecting points. Every driver that disconnects or wrecks a race car and has to retire from the race is another position gain for Ewan, and it is another set of points for him. So every lap matters, and every lap is also track time and experience as well, ladies and gentlemen. So our current race leader is Bar 27 here, and given a gift, as we've seen something happen to our leader, Bufu Shidari here, who has on a tear. He was almost getting to the point where he had the pit delta covered and could pit stop and still come out in front of these guys. And I mean, P1, P2, and P3 are not very far apart. Not very far apart. We're talking less than 2 seconds apart right now. And then Eber is a little bit behind this group. So the top three is kind of in their own little world here. Eber is literally kind of just sitting in his own little world, but he does have a car starting to come in from behind. You can see that timer is kind of dropping, kind of going back up. So Redline is trying to get some pressure on Eber for P4 there. Tap again coming in behind here as well. We got Doug, he's moving, he's in P7 here, but I mean, he's definitely got his work cut out for him here to try and get back up to that lead pack currently. Tron Kobe in P8, Monkey Mafia here in P9, we got Type R in P10, we've got Happy Pappy in P11. Posh in P12, and we see E1 potentially parking the car here. We got Sean Harrison coming in with the big thumbs up. We got Eduardo coming in with the big thumbs up as well. Much love. I did not see that one, so I apologize for the late response over there on Facebook. And we got Keytops battling with Bar 27. Now Hairraiser's taking the lead, so Bar currently has obviously has made some form of a mistake somewhere. Not a major mistake because he's still in this fight, but it's enough now to give Hairraiser the lead. So we've had our second lead change here now today, and the second lead change does go to the number 69 driver Hairraiser in that GT 597 Supra. So we are now moving along here with our race leader, Hairraiser, and we're just about halfway through the race here. We're getting close. We're at about the 23-minute mark. So with that being said, let's do this. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. That is the situation from all our drivers here as we are starting to get to that pit window here. Now, we have seen Redline already make his stop here in the race just a lap ago while we were going through all that there. So, obviously, he's come out with his strategy in play, and you guys got to see what he actually came out with and on. So, we know what one of the drivers is currently sitting with moving into the final stint of the race here, but We would assume that we're going to start seeing pit stops happen here over the next 2 to 3 laps. And, well, you guys saw it for yourselves. Hey, there we go. We got camera angles. Rock and roll. They're still not working 100% properly, but hey, we got camera angles. All right. Hey, Kilt Racer up in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Just about to start. Had to come and like and share. Oh, much love, brother. Well, have yourself a good day at work, my guy. We miss you, brother. We can't wait to see you back on track. Just bear with, ladies and gentlemen. We're just removing some spam from the YouTube chats here, unfortunately. This is just a reoccurring issue over here on YouTube right now. Just be one more, 30 more seconds here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get back to all the action on the racetrack. Alright. So, Hairraiser has obviously pit, or made a mistake. I wasn't sure, I wasn't watching, so we'll let you guys figure that out. This work life sucks, never being able to race. Facts, Kilt. Facts right there, brother. I hear you, brother. It's alright, man. We're always here whenever you finally can, my dude. You know we are. We got Bar 27 here, currently in the lead, but he has some serious pressure from Keytops here in that GTR. Let's hit the wrong button. Let's jump on board with Keytops here as he chases down Bar. Now, he doesn't have anybody currently behind him here, so really he can focus on the battle here with Bar 27. And you can see him getting a really nice corner around T1 and T2 there. Really got a good drive out of there, so he's Bar's rubber banding a little bit. You can see that's you can see how. Now, we all know how it was a week ago compared to the way it is now. I mean, that's a little more rubber banding than was going on earlier in the race, but still manageable. You can see Keytop's not having too much of an issue handling that. And, I mean, there's lots of race left here right now. Just sit behind him and wait for him to make a mistake and be ready to capitalize on that mistake, basically. But all is doing well, and I'm off to grind so I can get that net hooked up. Facts, Guilty. Facts, brother. Love you, my guy. We do love you, Kilty. Coming into the corkscrew. Let's see how this GTR. So you can see the GTR is really starting to have trouble rotating through that corner here as the tires start to wear down, right? So you gotta start to adjust your driving style with these cars. Not only the GTR, every race car. As the race progresses and you start to have that tire wear, right? So you can see Keytops is now opting to make it into pit lane here as well. You can see all the drivers but Bar have come into pit lane here. So Bar is going to try and overcut here. Is it going to work though? A lot of these drivers have made their stops already. You can see the rounds of pit stops are just going here now as we got E1. Looks like he's retired that C7 Corvette here for the day. Having some mechanical issues. You see the crew is taking a peek at it there. So we've had 3 drivers so far in the race not make it, unfortunately. Not to make the duration. Woo, and a little bit of dirt in our face. A little bit of a love from Bar 27 to the camera guy there, saying, "Here, mate, have a little bit of a souvenir here." So now you can see Redline up into P2. Now Redline we've seen pit quite a bit earlier in the race here, so definitely working on an undercut strategy here. And let's actually see how this works out for him. And it looks like he's gotten around everybody but Bar 27. Redline could potentially leapfrog for P1 here, but looking by the time gap between him and Bar 27 currently, Bar may be able to come back out in front there. And you see Bar in pit lane with only 1% fuel. He had no choice. He had to pit there, so... Ooh! Eating a little bit of dirt on them there left side tires by that Genesis X there by Tap. So again, Laguna Seca, these guys have done a pretty good job here with Laguna Seca. We've only seen a couple of really big self-induced incidents here for the most part so far. I'm sure we've missed a couple, but for the most part, the drivers have been handling the California infamous racetrack here quite well. Alright, so red line is coming around right now. Here we go. Let's see what happens. He's going to be coming up to T1 and T2. Now remember, pit lane exit isn't until the end of turn 2, coming into turn 3. So we'll have to see where he comes out in comparison to Bar 27 here. Looks like Bar's still in pit lane. It's a very long pit stop here at Laguna Seca. Now remember, Bar had a 41-second lead coming into pit lane here. So Redline retaining our race lead. So we've now had our 5th lead position change here for the race, and our 5th lead change goes to Redline in the Porsche 911 RSR. Keytop's in 2nd place, about 7 seconds behind him currently. Ibra's right there in that WRX. Could be a BRZ as well. We got Bar 27 coming out all the way into P4, so even that 41-second gap wasn't enough to keep Bar out ahead of these guys. Hairraiser up into P5, we got Tap in P6, we got Happy Pappy up into P7, we've got Monkey Mafia in P8, we got a lag spike there, we got Doug Burrow in P9, Tron Kobe in P10, we've got Type R in P11, Posh Connor in P12, and again, Ewan just parking it for the day, looking like having some kind of mechanical failure there in the car, so really unfortunate. So, Redline now in the lead with that Porsche. I guess the big question is we've seen his fuel and tire situation at the halfway mark there. Does he have enough fuel to make the end of the race? And can he hold the tires enough to keep the guys behind him with much fresher rubber on the car at bay? As you can see, we got a 2.2 second gap from that GTR now and Keytos behind, so he is closing up the distance here. And then, of course, Ibra is hot on the trail, man. Ibra is right there as well, looking to have a great finish here today. We got Bar 27 in P4, Hairraiser sitting in P5, Tap sitting in P6. We got a Happy Pappy in P7. It looks like Monkey Mafia is going to try and get a move done on Pappy here. He opts to tuck back in behind there. Almost a little bit of contact. Very close. Great job by Monkey Mafia there to keep out of the back end of Pappy. Lost a little bit of time on him there, but he's going to come out with some speed here. So as the move here, he goes, makes an evasive maneuver there. I'm not sure if there's a little bit of contact there or not. Oh, and there is contact there. Pappy does get into the side of Monkey Mafia there. And it looks like that caused Monkey to spin. So Doug now moving up into P8. Monkey Mafia is losing position here to Tron Kobe as well, so really unfortunate. Now, whether or not Monkey Mafia got into the dirt is hard to say. Of course, our camera angle didn't show us everything that happened there, but definitely contact between the two drivers, and Monkey Mafia coming out on the worst end of that, unfortunately. We got Posh Connor here in P12, and that's it. Down to 12 drivers out of the 15 starting drivers here today. And you can see Redline making a little bit wide going into T1, but trying to get that really tight apex into P2. There's a couple different ways you could take that corner. And I guess really it depends on how your car handles that corner fastest, I suppose. We see Happy Pappy actually coming into pit lane there, so he's going to be the last driver to make a stop. He's on 1% fuel there, so obviously that Aston Martin is extremely good on fuel here. But Redline is starting to get under pressure here, so let's jump on board with our boy here. As Keytops is starting to close that gap, he's now in slipstream range here, so GTR should be able to reel this Porsche in fairly quickly. Oh, you got disconnected? Oh yeah, much love, brother. Again, spectator mode is not exactly picture perfect in GT7. Sometimes what we see is not necessarily what's happening. We've had these issues in the past with GT7, so you know, I just take it as I see it, and of course we leave the rest into the hands of the administration staff after the race is finished to deal with whatever needs to be dealt with from there. You see Porsche gaining a little bit of time, so Keytop's not having the best sector there. No real immediate pressure from third place driver Bar 27, who's gotten around Ibra. So really the focus is hitting your marks, hitting your lines, and trying to gain on that yellow and black Porsche up ahead. This is his job right now. He's got roughly about 23 minutes remaining left in the race here, so there's definitely time for him. It's just tire conservation, a little fuel conservation, and again, we don't know if Redline's going to be able to make the end of the race on fuel. It's going to be very interesting to see, as he pit very early compared to most of the field. And Bar 27 here as well. You see a very limited vision in the back window of this GT 97500 Supra, so review mirror a little tough to see through probably, but we're with Bar 27 here. He's currently in third place, and Ibra must have made a mistake, because now we see Tap has also gotten around Ibra as well, so really unfortunate there for Ibra if that's the case, dropping a couple of positions here about little over midway through this race. Tap flying here. Tap is cruising. He's in that Genesis X and moved himself all the way up into P4, so he's just been pretty calm, patient, and just try to stay out of trouble here with this car this race, and so far paying pretty decent dividends here for him. Ibra, you can see Ibra is just right there with him though, so whatever happened to Ibra to allow Tap to get by, Ibra is right there, but you can also see Hairraiser just behind Ibra here, so we do have definitely have a battle brewing here between our P4, 5, and 6 drivers potentially here as we near the end of the race, or even sooner. As you can see, Hairraiser's really starting to put the pressure, and Hairraiser's going to try to make the move there. I think Ibra cut the line a little bit there off, so yeah, Hairraiser, you can see just sitting there being very patient, and he's just waiting for an opportunity to get around. So he's gonna back out here too. He's just, well, what he's doing here right now, ladies and gentlemen, is he's putting his nose in there. So he's basically testing Ibra currently, and by doing that, you know, if Ibra reacts the wrong way, then that's going to give him the inside line coming into the corner. But Ibra wasn't biting there. Hairraiser finally just had to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to send it here then and make this move. And of course, now finding him way, his Hairraiser now finding his way into P5, and unfortunately for Ibra, dropping back to P6 here. But nobody currently behind Ibra, so no immediate pressure right behind. Doug is chasing. He's in P7, just coming around that corner. We've seen those two come through here, so he's not too far behind, but far enough behind. So Ibra can be comfortable here. He started just dial back in, hit his marks, and start to chase Hairraiser back down in P5 there. Got Monkey Mafia here as well in that Porsche 911 RSR. As you can see, him just coming through the coming up to that high-speed kink here, and then of course the big long run up to the corkscrew. And so you can see some of the drivers are starting to space out a little bit here. Trone is not too far away from Monkey, so Trone and Monkey Mafia are potentially going to be battling here for position within the next even lap per se. As you can see, Trone really gained some time on Monkey Mafia coming over with the corkscrew there. And as we're coming around the final couple corners here, let's see if Monkey Mafia can pull back away from that Supra. You can see him short shifting that Supra pretty good. Just very smooth on his inputs here. You don't hear the tires squealing too much, but of course he's not pushing the car right now either, hoping that he's got enough car at the end to really start making some moves maybe. Type R here in that Toyota FT1. Posh Connor in the other GTR here on track, sitting in P11. We got Happy Pappy in that Aston Martin sitting in P12, and you can see a little battle developing ahead of Pappy here, so he does have an opportunity there to potentially get involved with that battle and gain a couple positions himself as well. So let's go jump on board with our current race leader right now, who is Keytops. So I'm not sure what happened to Redline here, but Keytops has now gotten into P1 here, and with Bar moving into P2, so actually it's really good timing as we're just coming across the start-finish line. We're actually going to do an onboard with our leader, Keytops here, and I'm going to shut my app for a minute and let you guys enjoy it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there we have it. There was an onboard lap around WeatherTech Laguna Seca with our current race leader, Keytops, in the Nissan GTR Group 3 version, ladies and gentlemen. Great lap there by Keytops, as he is now 3 seconds in the lead ahead of Bar 27, who's trying to chase him down here. And so far, these drivers having a really good race. Tap now moving up into P3 here as well, ladies and gentlemen. So things are starting to heat up, and positions are starting to change around here as we are getting near the end of our race. Again, I apologize to everybody for all the spam that's coming across in the YouTube channels today. Unfortunately, we can't control it. There's really nothing that we can do about it. So I just got to keep deleting them. Alright, I think we got it all. My apologies, everybody. I really do apologize. Anybody watching on the YouTubes, just don't press on those links. If you actually do me a favor and report them as explicit content and they get removed from your devices as well. Don't click on those links. They're bot programs, and those links are designed to actually try and hack your personal information if you click on those links. So please make sure that you do not click on any links posted in any streamers' chats unless posted by the streamer or their staff personally. And it's just for your own safety as viewers, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, there's guys figure out ways around these the platforms, firewalls, and systems, and on YouTube right now there's a big problem with it. So I do apologize again if you're watching on YouTube and got to deal with that, but again, it's just something that we can't control no matter what we do to our filters. And things are heating up over here as we got the leader coming into lap traffic. We got Bar coming into lap traffic, but we also got the lap traffic also battling for position themselves. So the scenario is getting quite interesting here as we got Posh Connor and Happy Pappy. These guys are battling for actual race position here. And then you've got Bar 27 who's in P2, and he needs to get around these guys so he can try to catch Keytops in P1. Right now, Keytops is loving this because these guys are absolutely slowing Bar down. You can see Happy Pappy is just backed out to let Bar get around, but now he's got to get around Posh Connor. Posh Connor's actually defending here. He's going to take the inside line here, and you can see Bar's like, I'm just going to drive around you then, mate, if you ain't going to give me that position. So Bar has gotten around, but now Bar's also got to get around the FT1 in front of him in Type R. So Keytops right now is in a fantastic position because he can start to try and run away from the second place driver to lock in this race win. There's a little under 15 minutes remaining in this race here today, and right now Keytops is in a very great position. And the battle is back on between Pappy and Posh Connor. And you can see Bar is just having a heck of a time getting around the lap traffic here. As now you see him trying to get around Type R. And Type R and Pappy are still there battling with Bar. So, I mean, this Bar is in the battle of our lifetime right near. And these guys aren't even for position for Bar. So he needs to get around this traffic. And he is trying. He is 100% trying to get around these guys. And he is having a hard time. These guys are getting a blue flag. And, I mean, these guys eventually do need to give the position up. So the fact that these guys are battling him for P2 isn't exactly a good idea. Because, I mean, this could very well lead to some after the fact consequences. I mean, we're talking like a whole lap and a half there. These guys were battling with Bar 27. So, be interesting to see there. Blue flag rules are in play here in the series, so I'm a little unsure what the drivers were thinking there. As the leader has already passed those drivers, they are officially a lap down. It is now they are now to secede that position up to the next lap traffic coming up to them. Of course, with the different scenario between Happy Pappy and Posh Connor is they were actually battling for race position, so that does change the scenario slightly. But you did see Happy Pappy back out of that battle to let Bar through. So, but in that situation where you have cars battling for position that are back markers, quote unquote, they are allowed to continue their battle for that position. It's actually up to the driver that's on the lead lap to find his way around that battle. So a couple scenarios were playing out there. But unfortunate for Bars, he lost about 3 seconds to Key Tops here for the race win here. So we'll see if Bar can close that gap up here a little bit now. He's really got to put his head down. Ibra's up in the P3 here again. Harris is in P4. Redline is right there on top of Razor as well. So we definitely got some good battles happening here very late on in the race here. Oh, Redline get a little bit squirrely. Manages to save the car, though. He saves that car. And what that is, what we just saw there, is he got on the brakes a little too much, not with enough throttle input, and actually swung the back end of that Porsche around. And that's what makes these cars hard to drive. It's a combination of braking and throttle at the same time while going around corners. And it is an absolutely very advanced skill to learn to do it properly. So, but Redline going to make the move on here in the slipstream with the slingshot engaged. Going to get the job done. So his Hair Razor going to respond back now coming into T1. So, seems like Redline just made a very nice, good move stick there. So great job by Redline to set that up, get around Hair Razor, grab P4 from Hair Razor there. So fantastic stuff there by the drivers on track. A great pass by Redline. Hair Razor now finding himself in P5. Paradise coming in with the thumbs up. How you doing, my guy? We do have Tap currently sitting in P6 here as well. We've got Doug sitting in P7. Now, Doug was battling for the lead early on in the race. Had that one mistake. It just hasn't been able to recover from it since. Monkey Mafia is sitting here in P8. Drone Kobe's done well for himself here. He's up into P9. We got Type R has got that FT1 into P10 here now. We got Happy Pappy in P11. We got Posh in the other GTR in P12. And we've lost 3 drivers here very early on in the race. So back to the man of the hour right now, the guy everybody is chasing right now, who is Key Tops, and I believe Key Tops may have won last week's race as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think I said it was Doug earlier in the broadcast. I actually believe it was Key Tops. So, again, looking like he's going to bring one home here. Let's go see if we can find a battle. We got, really right now, it's just between Hair Razor and Redline at the moment. It seems like it's where the best battle is, but let's just keep going through the field real quick, see if we can find anything happen immediately. Oh, we got Tron making a mistake and spinning here. So Monkey Mafia is going to get that position, and Tron's going to lose that position, but Happy Pappy's now gaining on Type R in the FT1. So let's stick with this just for a minute here. And we see Tron in the pits there, so we're not sure what's going on there. But Key Tops in command of this race currently here with 10 minutes remaining, 9.5 as a matter of fact. So looking very strong here in this GTR, and a man of my heart, like I said, he's got my car out on track, and he's trying to push that to the top of the podium here with just a little over 9 minutes remaining. Bar 27 doing everything he can to close that gap back up after getting caught in that absolute epic battle with the back markers. That was a pretty good battle they were having there, and Bar just could not get through quickly. We got Ibra here in P3. He's having a great race for himself here today. Hair Razor now in P4 trying to chase Ibra down. You can see the distance isn't too far apart, as Hair Razor has a little bit of lap traffic in between him and Ibra though. Oh, I think did we see a car go off there? We may have seen a car go off there. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think so. That poor cameraman is just eating all kinds of dirt on that corner here today. We got Monkey Mafia. We better give that cameraman a little bonus, man. He's been literally putting one in for the team here. Type R sitting in 9th place. We got Happy Pappy in P10. We got Tron in P11, and you can see Hair Razor's closing in on him here. So let's see if Tron gives him the position or not here. I know Tron's a pretty good, clean, smart racer, and he absolutely does. He does it picture perfect. gets off the racing line, literally just lets off that gas pedal a little bit. Hair Raiser goes around and he's right into the slipstream and race back on. That's how you let lead lap traffic go through, ladies and gentlemen, quickly, efficiently, and safely. It's a great job by Trone there. We got Posh Connor here in P12. So moving back up to the race lead, we've got just a little under 8 minutes remaining, ladies and gentlemen. A little under 8 minutes remaining. And coming up to that high-speed kink right here, right now. Actually, yes, let's try and catch a driver going through that. So, oh, this is what this looks like, ladies and gentlemen. This is what this kink looks like. This is what you see as a driver. Last second. Oh, hey, there's a turn there. And then now this is what you're going to see when you're coming into the corkscrew, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, okay, there's an apex right there. Just stay on the apex. There's the other apex. Turn it in. Not quite as scary once you do it a couple times. As that blind corner, you're coming up that straightaway at 100 plus mile an hour, and then bam, there's a corner right there. It's a subtle corner, and boy, oh boy, if you get it wrong, you pay the price. And of course, the 90-degree corner here to come over the big finish line run here. Not, ooh, you can see Bar struggling with that just a little bit, but not the easiest of corners to navigate either, ladies and gentlemen, especially when your tires start to wear out. So Ibra is now coming up to Pappy and Type R here. So currently Pappy and Type R aren't physically battling for position. So let's see how this happens here as we got a blue flag situation here again on track, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see Ibra's just being very patient here. He's not really forcing the issue at all either. You know, Ibra's a very, like, we talked about Ibra last week, actually. We spotlighted Ibra last week and talked about the type of race car driver he is. And he's a man of my heart because his style is just beautiful. He's patient, he's calm, he's collected. And, you know, he's never upset if something happens or if he doesn't get the race result he may have been looking for that particular race. He takes it with a grain of salt. And he just prepares for the next week's race. So, you know, and that's what we're seeing here right now as he's coming up to these, as he's coming up to the lap traffic here. And, you know, he just, bam, a little bit of patience. Both those guys made a mistake into the kink, and he grabbed both positions, and it didn't even slow him down. So that's where patience does play in sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Hair Raisers are making a big mistake. That's going to give Redline an opportunity here. Redline almost made a similar mistake there as he just got through there. So he's going to grab P4 from Hair Raiser. Tap's going to grab P5 as well. Hair Raiser's going to lose 3 positions there. Doug also grabs that position off Hair Raiser coming into the corkscrew. So really unfortunate there for Hair Raiser. Very late in the race, he's just losing 3 positions there. Oh, and that high-speed kink again. We've seen so many drivers here today victim to that high-speed kink and just getting it wrong. We got Monkey Mafia in P8. We got Pappy in P9. We've got Type R in P10. Colby in P11. Posh Connor in P12. And again, losing 3 drivers here in the race so far. So, to our race leader with just under 5 minutes remaining. We're about 3.5 to 4 laps from race end here, ladies and gentlemen. And he's coming to that dreaded high-speed kink right there and just picture perfect, ladies and gentlemen. Just, you know, coming in, coasted through it, back on the power, and keep on keeping on. And right now it looks like Posh is just dialed, or sorry, not Key Tops, my apologies, is just dialed in, ladies and gentlemen. His apexes are beautiful, his braking is beautiful, his lines are beautiful. He is coming up to a spun out car here, so let's see what happens here as he comes around. Monkey Mafia just opting to absolutely get out of his way there as he realized he was kind of in a bad spot, not a safe spot to pull out, so he just yanked her off the track. It's a great job by Monkey Mafia there to just get out of the race leader's way. Bar coming around, picking up a half-second track limit penalty, so he's going to serve that as he comes around this corner here. Oh, he almost lost it again. You got to be very careful coming off of that corner and getting into that green artificial turf there because it is very slippery. It's like driving on ice. And you got to be very careful on your throttle coming there, or you see it'll kick your car right out from underneath you, man. And that was a great job by Bar to really gather it up there. So, Tap sitting here in P4. He's having a great run today. Redline in P5. And, I mean, things are brewing here. Whoa! What happened there? Oh, no. Oh no, that is heartbreaking for Redline. We're going to mark that, ladies and gentlemen. At the point when Redline went into pit lane, he was in P7. He was inevitably going to lose that position to Hair Raiser. and potentially lose a position to Monkey Mafia, but I doubt it. So we're going to see what happens here. As I believe he's out of fuel, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, why he was having to pit. Oh man, what an unfortunate situation for Redline there. Hopefully he just keeps it on track and finishes the race. We're gonna have to figure out something for that. As you can see, he got a pit glitch there. He went into pit lane, it spit him out. He tried to go back into pit lane and spit him out. So he has to go all the way back around the track. Yeah, just again, another game complication. A game is very new still, ladies and gentlemen, and that's a new situation, actually, that we've run into here in an actual league race. I have run into that situation in private lobbies off stream, but it's actually the first time I've seen that happen in a real race. So just keep going. If you're watching, brother, just finish the race, Redline. Just do your thing, man, and we'll have to get the guys to look at it behind the scenes later. So we got a little bit of stuff to go over with the administration staff here at the end of this race. Just a lot happening. A lot of stuff that's beyond the driver's control and shouldn't be penalized or anything like that. So we'll look, obviously we'll have that discussion off stream at the end of the race. But there are podium interviews coming at the end of this race, ladies and gentlemen. So don't run away when this race is finished, because we're still going to talk to our top 3 finishers here. And what are we at here? We're at just under 2 minutes remaining, so we're going to see, this is going to be most likely the penultimate lap here, ladies and gentlemen. So Keytop's coming around that start-finish line, should be on his final race lap, I believe. You can see the lights are starting to come on these cars, so sun is starting to set here at Laguna Seca. The track's starting to cool down, which should be helpful to some of these drivers. They should start getting a little bit more grip in their tires now. For those worn down tires, grip is everything, so a little bit of a cooler racetrack will actually help those older tires find a little bit of extra grip here potentially as well. And what do we got left here? Yes, this will be our final lap here, ladies and gentlemen. So Barr is going to come across. He's going to have enough time for his lap. Ibra will get across for a final lap. We have a battle between Doug and Tap here for P4. See Doug getting around there. Great move by Doug. Great time to check out that battle here as we see Tap dropping a position. Now we got lap traffic coming into play. We see Hairraiser just coming around the corner behind. These 3 guys will get another lap as well. Hairraiser coming around is going to get another lap. Monkey Mafia will finish the race in P7 by the looks of it based off the timer. So we got our top 7 drivers are still on their final laps here. So, Keytop's coming around. He's at the corkscrew, ladies and gentlemen. He's just a few corners away from bringing home this race win here. We got 3 corners. Bing! Check. 2 corners. He's coming around right now. Second last corner. Bing! Check. And the penultimate corner of this fantastic race here for Keytops as he comes around here. Up that final time with the big long run to the start-finish line. And Keytops, ladies and gentlemen, will be our race winner here today at Laguna Seca. Huge congratulations to Keytop. Very well ran race. Bar 27 coming around right now. Going to take P2 as well here at Laguna Seca today. So great run by Bar. And what do we got? Looks like we got Ibra going to come around on the P3 finish. Absolutely fantastic. I'm actually quite thrilled for Ibra to see him on the podium here today. So we got a couple of different names on that podium today. We love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. Doug's going to come around in P4. And I mean, if we're going to talk about a driver of the day today, ladies and gentlemen, I think it has to be Doug, as he's seen him make a big mistake, drop down back below P10 midway through the race. He's come all the way back around into P4, and the race finish was a little early there. So we'll go jump and take a look at the race results. Just give me uno momento. We cannot. We're going to save the replay, though. All right, at least we know who our top 3 finishers are, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to flip screens for just a moment. You're going to see a Be Right Back screen. That's going to give me time to jump into the right area to have a chat with our drivers. And then we'll flip back to the screen that you see here, and we'll do our podium interview. So please don't run away, as we're going to talk to our top 3 finishers here today. And we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, just 1 minute. Welcome everybody, and we do have our finishers here ready to tell us about their race today. Now again, ladies and gentlemen, WeatherTech Laguna Seca here in California is no joke. It's a very tough racetrack. It's a very windy racetrack, typically blowing sand all over the racetrack all the time. We've seen struggles, guys just losing the cars a little bit, getting into the marbles around this racetrack. We've seen some sandcastle building. We've seen some great moves on the racetrack. We've seen lots of great battling all day long. So congratulations to all the drivers on track here today. A couple complications for a couple of our drivers here, but fantastic race, everybody, and full field today. We love to see that. So congratulations to our third place driver, Ibra, ladies and gentlemen. I believe the first podium of this very young season for Ibra, and having a really fantastic drive. So congratulations, Ibra. Great drive, and talk us through your race today.
Yeah, thank you. First, I'm gonna say that I'm sorry because I hit tap and I benefited from that. But I didn't mean to hit him. I just got in a bit too late. I don't know, dirty air.
Okay, no worries, mate. No worries. It happens. But talk us through, my friend. Talk us through.
Yeah, I was first. Like I made two mistakes. Like on the exit on the uphill, and I was sure like I was gonna finish fifth or sixth, but I maintained the pace, a steady pace, and I caught up with Razor and with Bar for some time, but and finally, even like I could have overtaken Bar because he must have run out of fuel on the last lap. He must have struggled there.
We're not sure because we weren't actually watching the fuel situation there, but we'll let Bar comment on that if he chooses to here. I'm not sure if he's in the chat or not.
Yeah, Bar.
Oh, I thought you were gonna wait.
No, go ahead. You can chime in, of course.
Yeah, I was just making a few main mistakes that last lap.
Fair enough. I mean, you had
0.1 laps of fuel left.
Oh, so you were very close then, very, very close to running out of fuel. So,
yeah.
Yes. And I mean,
I was gaining seconds.
We spotlight you last weekend in the Sylvia Round 2 race, and we were talking about you a little bit on the broadcast and how you're just a very calm and collected racer. You don't seem to panic ever, no matter what your situation is on track. And today, that's we definitely saw a lot of that out of you on the racetrack, and it paid dividends for you today. So really great job out there.
Yeah, it's a track like I practiced it many times. But there's still some mistakes I do. It's a difficult track. It's a technical track.
And an hour long around Laguna Seca, of course, is always difficult for any driver.
I'm literally sweating right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the first podium of this very young season, and hopefully many more to come. And any shout-outs? Anybody you want to thank?
Shout-out to everyone here, to you, to yourself for commentating.
And
I mean, this is almost a full grid. I mean, it's amazing, like how far we've come.
Well, and that's just it too. And I mean, I think a lot of that is due to the fact that they put a little bit of work into our lobbies here, and they actually stabilized them semi-decent with that last update. And I think that's given the desire back to some of the racers to come back and see how it feels. So fantastic news for the leagues, ladies and gentlemen, especially to start seeing full grids. That's what we love to see, and you guys saw it firsthand today. Provided amazing racing all day long. So. Great job. Congratulations, Eva. I'm super thrilled for you, my man, and can't wait to see you picking up many more podiums this season.
Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, he's very patient on the track, and he's very calm-spoken in real life, too. We love that. We absolutely love that. Moving over to Bar now, our second-place finisher. And Bar, it was an up-and-down race for you today, my man. You made lots of mistakes throughout the race. You had really good pace. But I think the turning point for you in this race was when you got caught up in between the three backmarkers battling for position, and you just could not find a quick way around them. And that allowed Keytops to really grab a few seconds on timing on you and just eventually pull away and take home the race win. So nonetheless, man, it was a great drive by you. Congratulations, and talk us through it here today.
And like you said, I think that back marker situation was probably the turning point, but a little disappointed in Bo disconnecting. I believe he would probably would have won this race.
He had some pretty
But
incredible
yeah,
pace, absolutely. Very unfortunate to see.
yeah, I think it was like 13 to 14 seconds ahead when he disconnected.
And that was a very tough disconnection. We actually managed to catch that on camera there, and he was right at the top of the corkscrew when it happened, and he just shot that corkscrew straight headfirst into the wall and started to roll down the hill. And the car thankfully came to an abrupt stop right before re-entering the racetrack at the bottom when you guys were coming around. So that could have been very disastrous.
Yeah, I think I tried to go a little wide, so that didn't hit me.
But sorry to interrupt. Continue talking us through.
Say that again?
I said sorry to interrupt, but continue talking us through your long 60-minute race here at this difficult racetrack.
Yeah, it's a really difficult. I had a couple battles with people. Yeah, with I messed up the pit strategy, which cost me a couple positions, and was working my way up the key, but that back marker thing cost me 3 to 4 seconds, and I just couldn't get back to key.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was I believe that was your turning point for your race, where you were I think at that point, I know myself as a driver, I would probably get through that situation, be like, okay, now I'm battling for P2 here, and you did a really great job to keep that spot. As Zebra again was closing the gap on you very quickly there near the end. As you said, you were getting very close to running out of fuel, so obviously the perfect pit strategy because you didn't run out of fuel, so.
Fair enough.
But I mean, great job, Bar. Nice to see you on the podium here again. Very young in the season. You know, it's been a great mixture of names on the podium so far in this very early championship series here at the Group 3 Championship Series. We love to see different drivers hitting that podium. Really shakes up the overall standings as well, and just makes for great racing as the season progresses. So, shout outs. Anybody you want to thank, Bar?
I want to shout out to you. I know you're struggling. And I want to congratulate Ghost with the new sub button on his Facebook.
Hey, thank you much. Much love. Much love.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I say that.
Appreciate you. We do have a couple situations I do want to discuss with the administration staff after the race as well. That happened on track. I just want to make sure you guys are aware of kind of what happened and then let you guys make an assessment on it. A couple of weird situations happened that are game related, not the player's fault type things. So. And congratulations on second place finish as well, Bar. Key Tops, our man here. This guy, you know, he he won last week. He had a very good battle right to the end there, and managed to squeeze out a nice race win. But this week, he had a little bit more dominating performance. You played very safe early on in the race. You didn't lose the pace of the guys up front, but you didn't really force that car around the racetrack early on. And slowly but surely, lap by lap, you just kept gaining positions. Your pit strategies came through, and you find yourself with the race lead for a very large portion of the final half of the race. And it seemed like you really just locked in once you knew that you were in the race lead, you were in clean air, you had a little bit of space. And once you locked in, you had some very nice, good laps with that GTR. So talk us through your race today.
Yeah. I had a rough qualifying considering what I usually do in qualifying. I think I started in like 10th place. Anyway, and then I honestly didn't really do very much. I just kind of let everyone take each other out or do it to themselves. I didn't really have to battle too many people. The only person I really had to worry about was Ibra for a bit because he was strong once you get fresh tires. Every time when you had the fresh tires, I knew he was pretty quick, and same with Barr. But once I started realizing I was catching the boys up front, I was just honestly just trying to keep it the same pace. I didn't really stress too much, and then I seen Bo disconnect, and I was like, oh, we're probably gonna get the chance to win her now. So yeah, I was just catching Barr and Hare for a while, and then I could tell they were kind of both struggling. Must have been on tires. And then Hair Razor, I turned the corner and he was in the dirt. And I knew I was going to catch Barr at least close to the end of my stint. So once I seen it was halfway through the race, I decided to pit because I knew I could get easily more laps than that. But I decided to pit anyway, and I fully fueled the car because I didn't know how much fuel I was actually going to need. So I definitely overfueled the car, but it didn't really make a difference because I knew once I went out there, Barr was going to be fast, Ibra was going to be fast, and then Barr was really close there. He was like 1.5 behind me, and then the commotion happened behind me, and I was very thankful for that. So I ended up just taking it away right from there, and that was pretty much it for me.
Absolutely, and deciding factor again for the race, I believe, as well as between you and second place there, as you got through that lap traffic fairly quickly and efficiently, where Barr just got caught up to those guys at the wrong moment. They were all battling for position, and he just had to find a way through.
Yeah, for sure.
So really tough situation to come up to, especially when you're racing for the lead, and there's only a few minutes left in your race, and yeah, it's a tough situation. But nonetheless, you had yourself in the right place at the right time, and you bring home yet another P1 here. So 2 P1s in a row. Congratulations on the repeat here in round 2. And anyone you want to thank? Any shoutouts?
Well, I thank everyone. I very much thank Type R for the help on the win. And I'd like to thank Bridgestone for putting some gems on my car today.
There we go. Finally, the tire guys get their deserved shout-outs. That's beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. That is beautiful. All right, well, congratulations, Key Tops. And obviously right now, you're the man to beat on track. Everybody's got a target on your back as you're leading those standings. So good luck next week, or in 2 weeks. And can't wait to see what you got in round 3.
Thank you very much. See you next
time. All right.
Too.
Cheers, guys. And you guys are free to speak.
That was your...
All right, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to conclude our broadcast here for today. Obviously, because we're broadcasting through the league's YouTube channel, we're not going to continue this broadcast any further. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take a little break from the stream for a while. I've got some real life stuff I need to attend to. And then we may be back later tonight. So with that being said, I would like to thank everybody who tuned in, whether you were tuning in on the GT45 Facebook, the GT45 YouTube, or the GTRC YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed the race. It was a great battle today. Let's do a little race recap. Obviously, we did somewhat of a race recap with their leaders, but the overall race, T1 was a little bit of a mess. There was a little bit of contact, a little bit, 3 wide going through T1 and T2. Not the best of ideas. A couple guys going wide. No big deal. Everybody gathered it up. Everybody got back on track. Red line with a false start on the grid, dropping all the way to the back of the pack. Everybody seemed to settle into the race. Position swapped quite a bit through the very early stages of the race. Red line being the quick mover at that point in time in the race, opting to take an early pit stop, pitting probably about 4 to 5 laps earlier than the rest of the field. Is the undercut going to work for Redline in the Porsche 911 RSR? Well, I guess we found out, right, ladies and gentlemen? So the race continues. The guys start to make the rounds of pit stops. He takes race lead, has a very large gap. Unfortunately for him, his tires are 5-6 laps older than the guys stopping behind him. They started to reel him in. Eventually, those guys started to get around Redline. And then as we've seen near the end of the race, he went to go make a pit stop for a splash of fuel and for some reason couldn't get into pit lane. So we'll deal with that situation, unfortunately for him, but still finished pretty strong. We had lots of moves. We had lots of battling in the mid-pack, especially in near the end of the pack. Happy Pappy was really on the move, and he was putting lots of pressure on guys all race long. We had that great back marker battle in front of bar 27 with about 10 minutes remaining in the race, and actually held the second-place driver up, which essentially is the turning point of the race, where Key Tops finally got away, opened up a big enough cushion where he could just drive that GTR home for the win, and Barr bringing it home for P2. And then, of course, Ibra having a fantastic race today here, finishing in P3. And, honestly, Doug coming in P4, very close P4 behind those guys. Probably the driver of the day, coming all the way from the back of the pack after a major incident, self-involved incident on track. So, for the most part, that pretty much recaps what we saw here today. There's lots of great moves here on the track. If you haven't watched the broadcast, of course, it will be available to you guys in just a few minutes after we shut the broadcast down. And I would love to thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the support. If you love what you guys see here, you love the broadcast, head over to YouTube, search GTRC, the little logo in the bottom right hand corner of my screen right here. You look for that logo, hit their channel, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Let's show these guys some love. Let's get their YouTube channel bumping and a pumping. Let's get more people aware of what these guys are doing over here for Gran Turismo 7 Series and leagues and events. and let's help these guys grow. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for the support. Stay winning. Most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, this is GT45 Gaming, Ghost45 signing off for the afternoon. We'll be back next week with round 3 of the Sylvia Touring Championship Group 4 Series. Same time, same place. We love you. Stay strong. Keep your head up. Tomorrow's a new day. Today's a great day. We love you all so much.